Alright, so doing another one of these videos. For those of you who do actually find these interesting, I will probably keep them going. They may not be on this platform. I may find a different platform to put them, but I do enjoy this because it helps me work through my own thoughts on the industry, which in turn helps me figure out where I want to move forward. But also, I want to write these as a sort of journal to myself, as if my younger self was watching. It's the information, the more honest information I would have liked to have had about the industry prior to joining. So that way, if there are other people in the situation that I was, where they're trying to decide if this is right for them, they can get a little bit more honest feedback. So AVNs has just happened, and this year I did not fly out and attend in any capacity because I'm trying to figure out what path I want to take going forward. And that will probably not be a part of it. People I know have won awards and got nominated. Congratulations, I'm finding this out. I know that I seem perhaps a bit cold-hearted if I don't reach out and tell people congratulations, but the truth is, I don't actually follow. I don't know who the nominees are. I don't vote. I don't pay attention to the results. I just don't care, and I never have. And maybe should have been a big cue that some parts of this industry are not for me, because I've also just never been a consumer of mainstream porn, really. I like my porn on occasion. I pay for it, but I choose amateurs. I like amateur couples. I like being able to see a little bit more authenticity, and I care a lot less about the quality of the video production, and a lot more about the genuineness of the interaction. So since AVNs is predominantly studio and mainstream, it's not something that's appealed to me, but also just the concept of the award ceremony as a whole. It's like everybody knows it's rigged, right? Everybody knows that. And yet people take the awards so personally. Whether or not they got an award is like this thing that I think people use to determine their value, which is really unfortunate. And this leads me to my story time. And this is why I don't care and why I'm going to continue not to care. The story time kind of helps make sense. So back when I was in college, I was in community college. This was my first couple of years. And I right away joined student government. I was the treasurer. And I got very involved in a lot of events, community events on campus. And I loved it. I loved being able to give back and to get to know my fellow students and to just help in every possible way that I could. I was at least a contributor to getting some initiatives up and running, which included open sourcing, so that students had access to free textbooks online, and the overpriced cost of textbooks no longer had to be a barrier to entry. So I thought establishing open sourcing for our students was just amazing. I was so happy for that. And then also we got a mental health facility on campus that was made free to students. So things that I was really proud of helping to accomplish. And my first year, I did all of these things. And then at the end of the year, there's this big award ceremony. And I discovered that there's this big community service award, like the best of the best. You gave back to this school in as many ways as you could. It was the Presidential Community Award or something. I don't remember. And I didn't win it. Didn't even get nominated. So year 2 comes around, and I remember thinking I've done a lot. I feel like I should at least be, up for a vote. I work really hard, and I try really hard to give back to this campus. So I did something that was very uncharacteristic for me, and I just started asking people who had seen my contributions, hey, if you think I'm worth it, if you think that I deserve it, would you consider nominating me for this award? I'd really like it. And I did get nominated, and I did win. But what it taught me was that the award meant absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. Because I did all that same hard work the first year that I did the second year. And only getting an award the second year doesn't mean that I only worked good enough or that I was only valuable enough the second year. I got that award just because I asked the right people. And that's how I feel about AVNs. It's they really mean nothing about your quality of the work that you produce, and a lot more to do with, do you have the right connections? Do you know the right people? And I think the work speaks for itself. You don't need an award, in my opinion. And so that's why I don't follow, and that's why I think they're silly in the first place. But also, it kind of makes me sad because I see how people internalize if they didn't win this award and how much they let it become the source of their value. Like, there are people I know in this industry who their whole goal is to win an award. Like, they need that. They're trying so hard to pursue it. And I just wish people could, like, maybe realize that there's not a lot of value in that, in my opinion. Okay, but, don't come at me too hard with the pitchforks because people are going to disagree. I know. This is why I personally don't follow the AVNs, why I don't really try to go, and why I will never be vying for an award. Ever. I don't care. I will, however, help people that I care about get awards if I'm capable, as long as I can stay in alignment. Because there are some people I know who really want some cool awards. And I would be happy to help them in ways that I could, as long as I get to continue to be in alignment with myself. Then sure, I'll help you. But like me personally, I don't care. I don't want one. I actually, not even that I don't care, but that I'd rather just not win an award because I like being a bit more anonymous. I don't want to be popular, and I don't want to be recognized on the street. I don't want a lot of the things. I don't. I don't know. I don't know why people do. I like my anonymity. It's nice. I like my privacy. I'm going to keep it that way.